Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a podcast. This is a lot different than some of the celebrity videos. I will be doing those again, but I wanted to do something a little different today. So today I'm going to be discussing on reclaiming your power and recognizing negative energies and patterns and different thoughts, and how these affect us in our daily life, and what we can do to empower ourselves to really reach our goals and reach the abundance that is out there in the universe for us. The first thing that I'm going to get into is the financial struggles that many of you that would be listening are going through right now. So go ahead and get some tea, get your crackers, get your coffee, and sit back and enjoy and relax and take notes from this, because I do feel like a lot of the things that I'm going to discuss here in this video are going to be very essential for a lot of you out there that are struggling. So the first thing that you need to understand, if you are struggling financially and you're really wanting to get ahead from that, you have to remove any negativity surrounding your finances. I see in readings, I see online on social media, so many people are triggered and are upset because they have, maybe they're in their 40s or 50s or 60s and they've never have been rich. They've never won the lotto. They've never have had enough money. It's always been a constant struggle. And in their mind, what they have done is that they have programmed themselves into thinking that that this is a form of punishment from the universe or from the source, God. And that's not the case. That's not what's happening here. We program ourselves many times in many ways without even noticing. The way that we talk, self-talk is very important. The thoughts in your mind are very important. If you are always just focused on not having and not having enough of something, you're not focused on how to get that something that you want and how to manifest that in your life. Nothing in this world is going to come easy, or it's going to come to you. You have to sometimes go to it, and you have to get outside of your comfort zone, and you have to do things and be brave. Like, I'm going to use myself for an example. Becoming a psychic medium, stepping into this role, is not something that a lot of people will do, and not because they're not brave, but because maybe they have fear. Or they have preconceived notions. They've been socially conditioned and they're fearful. Most of it, they won't do it because they feel fear of being judged or not being comfortable. And me, for myself, I knew when I was going to get into this role that it wasn't going to be an easy path, that I was going to have a lot of naysayers and skeptics, that I was going to have people that would have an opinion on my work and how I do it. And I knew that there was going to be other people out there that would be supportive of me. And luckily, there's a lot of people that do support me, and there's a lot of people that are like iffy, and they follow me on social media, and they watch, what I do, the quotes that I give. A lot of them are on the fence whether they should get a reading. Some are not. Some jump, go ahead and take a chance. It's the people that take chances in life that will make a name for themselves. They will claim that power, have that success that they want to, because they have taken a chance. I took a chance stepping into this role, knowing that I had the gift to help people and bring closure and bring peace and also raise awareness. This is not my work is not just on doing psychic readings or giving readings to people. It goes way beyond that. My gift and how I choose to use it in this world is not just for self-gain or self-profit. I do use it in a way that I can encourage people, the clients that I read, and the people. I call you all family. You're my family on YouTube, my YouTube family, my Instagram family, my Facebook family, my book family, people who have bought my book, Starseed Footsteps. I use every single platform in a way where other people can be encouraged. There's a lot of males out there that have these gifts, but predominantly in the world of psychics and mediums, it's predominantly female. And the reason that a lot of males do not want to get that way, because males tend to think a little bit differently than females, and there's a lot more of timid energy, and they just don't want to go through, the scandals, the drama that comes with it, because being a male in this, you know, industry of, spiritual industry, there is so much that we have to face, that I face on a daily, from women and men. So it really is not a gender thing. Spirituality is genderless, but keeping on the topic of being successful and getting to reach your goals financially, it's very important that you do not give up on your dream. If you have something that you want to do, you're going to encounter a lot of people on your path that are telling you over and over in your ear, oh, you shouldn't do that. I can't believe, you have the gift, you shouldn't charge someone, because, it's a spiritual gift, but it's a form of exchange of energy and even exchange. And it is a job. What I do is a career. It is a job, even though some people may not agree with that. And that just doesn't apply to me. It applies to those of you that are listening that have a job, that you're not happy with, or you have a job that, where you charge your own services or fees, and there are people perhaps that don't really honor, or they don't see it, your value or your worth. Be sure that you're not negotiating your worth. That is the first thing that you need to keep in mind. And in order to get better financially, you have to, like I said, do things that are going to pull you out of your comfort zone. If you are working a job that you hate, but yet you are asking about your finances and you're wanting things to improve financially, doing the same thing is going to give you the same results over and over. Staying in that job that you're unhappy with is going to never bring you a new phase of energy, a new perspective, and push you towards your goals. If you want to be a nurse, but yet you're stuck doing just the clerical work as a secretary, you're going to have to eventually think about enrolling in a nursing program and getting further education in order to get to that goal. However it's done, even if you have to do it semester by semester out of your own pocket, and save up for it, or through income tax, and take a course a year until you get to that goal. So many people begin their goals towards getting the financial stability that they want, and then they just stop mid-track. They stop and they don't get to those goals. And the reason that I'm discussing this, which is more, you probably are asking, why are you going off in a tangent about this, and what does it have to do with spirituality and with your channel? Again, I'm creating awareness and trying to help a lot of you out there, because I see it in readings. I see it with a lot of my clients that is a typical thing. I'm going to give you some tools today, spiritual tools on things that you can do to manifest money and bring that abundance to you. Now, there is a prayer that I'm going to say here, and if you are interested in copying that, you can. And this is a prayer that I have given to certain few clients. I myself have used it. It's an anonymous prayer. It's called the abundance prayer. And it goes like this, and it says, from the light of God that we are, from the love of God that we are, from the power of God that we are, from the heart of God that we are, let's decree. We dwell in the midst of infinite abundance. The abundance of God is our infinite source. The river of life never stops flowing. It flows through us into lavish expression. Good comes to us through unexpected avenues, and God works in a myriad of ways to bless us. We now open our minds to receive our good. Nothing is too good to be true. Nothing is too wonderful to have happen. With God as our source, nothing amazes. We are not burdened by thoughts of the past or future. One is gone, the other is yet to come. By the power of our belief, coupled by our purposeful, fearless actions and our deep rapport with God, our future is created and our abundance is made manifest. We ask and accept that we are lifted in this and every moment into our higher truth. Our minds are quiet. From this day forward, we give freely and fearlessly into life, and life gives back to us with magnificent increase. Blessings come in unexpected and unexpected ways. God provides for us in wondrous ways for the work that we do. I am indeed grateful. And you can say amen, or so mote it be, or and so it is. And that's how that prayer goes. And it's a very, very powerful prayer. In addition, if there's some other things that I'm going to discuss here that are more like on the magical side, and can help as tools to help manifest. There is a desert plant called the Rose of Jericho, and I've created, some post about it on Instagram a while back for those of you that follow me. But there is a Rose of Jericho, and basically what it is, it's a desert plant, and it's called the plant of resurrection, or resurrection plant. And it can be found in some parts of California and Mexico. Basically, it's a desert plant, and it's closed up into a ball. What it is, you buy the plant. You can buy it on Amazon or Etsy. Again, it's called the Rose of Jericho. And what you do is that you get a big bowl, a large bowl. You fill it with a little bit of water on the base, maybe like about an inch or two towards the bottom, and then you place the rose or that plant in there, the Rose of Jericho. It's a plant, and it's a ball. And what it's going to do, it's going to slowly open up and come to life. Anytime it gets dry, it's going to shrivel up and close back and form. But as long as you change out the water and you add water, once a week, you just need to monitor it. What it's believed is that this plant is believed to bring in abundance into a home. And what I like to do, and what people out there do, is put some crystals, or your favorite crystals, on top of the Rose of Jericho once it opens. You can put some dollar bills and some coins. And what it is, it's basically thought to help bring abundance and manifest. I do have one in my home. I actually had two. And for me, I personally do believe it works. I would never endorse or tell you to do something if it doesn't work. Again, results are going to vary by person. Some people, maybe I have too much faith in it that it does work, and people that don't have faith, it may not work. So, you do have to have faith in the things that you do. And that is power behind it. Your thoughts and your intentions are power. So if you're wanting to become more financially successful and gain financial stability, not only are you going to have to do the legwork of applying or creating your own business or seeing what you want to do that makes you happy, because ultimately when you're experiencing some financial bliss, or you're in a better place financially, those people that are more successful, they don't see their job as a career. They see it as something that they love to do. It's their passion. That's what my spiritual journey is. It's my passion. So I don't see it as a job, but yet it is a job. But like I said, in order for you to get out of that mentality of, I don't have this, I don't have that, so-and-so has this, I'm never going to get it, the universe is never going to give me what I want. You got to stop that what ifs, what if I do this, or comparing yourself to other people. You are on your own journey. Other things that you can do is you can get a green candle. Green is the color of healing. It is the color of money. It is the color of abundance. You can get a candle, a pillar candle, or a 7-day solid green candle. And basically you can write a petition. And what is a petition? It's a piece of paper. And on it, you're going to write what you want to attract, whether it's love or it's money. In this case, we're talking about money. So what you'll need to do is write I, and then put your name. So-and-so, I, Raymond Guzman, declare that I am worthy of money. I attract money into my life. I manifest money. And so it is. And you don't have to word it that way. You can word it however you want. But there is power in your energy, in your signature, in your writing. What you do is you write it on a sheet of paper. You can fold it up and place it underneath the pillar candle, underneath the glass that holds your pillar candle, or underneath the 7-day, those 7-day candles usually come in a glass. You can put it underneath the glass and then just put your candle on top. Put the paper underneath the candle. and basically light your candle each night and manifest money. You have to envision it as well. These are techniques and tools that can help you. You can also work with green stones like um, Averantine, jade, green jade, emerald, peridot. These are good stones to carry with you. Citrine. You can also get a big chunk of citrine crystal. Citrine is the crystal of abundance. You can carry that also, or fool's gold pyrite. You can carry that also in your purse, in your bag, a piece of, like we call them tumbled stones, like tiny little pieces of the rock or crystal. And these things can help you manifest. There's a whole bunch of other things that you could do. In hoodoo, there's a lot of powders and things that you can get that can kind of attract money. But, I'm not going to go into all of that. Just give you some basic tools. And the main thing is to believe in yourself, and that know that you know your worth. If you're working somewhere and they're not paying you what you want, or what you know that you should be getting paid, staying there is not going to bring you any more happiness. It's going to make you unhappy, and it's going to reflect in your work, and then it's going to ripple down to your supervisor or coworkers complaining that you're grumpy, or you're not producing the work or being able to work at the pace that you want. Then it can trickle down to you being so unhappy that you start calling in sick because you just don't want to go to work, because every time you go it's like a living hell. But you complain about it, but you're not doing anything about it. So how can you expect change? So if you're stuck in a job that you're not happy in right now, you will need to make those changes, even if they're painful, even if it means you starting over. But you have to remove yourself from a toxic situation. If you are stuck in a relationship and your partner is the main breadwinner, and you are dependent on them, there's a certain level of codependency. I do get a lot of people who will seek readings, and basically these are either men or women, because trust me, there's both. And they're stuck in a situation that they're very unhappy in their marriage or the relationship, but yet they don't have the financial resources to move out of it. And they fear that if they move out of it, that they're going to be, they're not sure how to make it. So in that kind of case, you need to ask yourself what you can do. Create an action plan for yourself. Think of people that can help you. This is a good time to have people around you, friends that can help you, people that you know. If you are in a relationship and your partner's not allowing you to have friends, or you've isolated yourself from friends for whatever reason, this is an unhealthy form of codependency. You will need to create friends, even if they're online or in a different state. You need to have some people around you that you can trust, that you can kind of empty your heart and soul to, and get some advice. I'm not saying you're always going to get some good advice, and I'm not saying that you're going to always have people. Some people just don't. They live remotely out in the country, in the boondocks, and they don't have, anyone nearby to associate or network with. But these are the things that I'm talking about that you would have to do in order to get out of this, reclaiming your power. Thinking of a way that you can get a job. If you don't have a job right now, and you're with someone that does, and they're the main breadwinner, you need to get yourself financially independent. That is getting yourself to a healthy place, regardless if it upsets them. And sometimes it's impossible, so then you just have to leave that situation and go, even if it means staying, at certain nights with one friend and then shifting around. It's harder when you have kids in a relationship to do this, obviously. But if you keep creating excuses, well, I can't carry my kids, or I can't keep jumping them from place to place. A lot of people make excuses, so it's like you're never going to get out of that mentality. A lot of them want us to give them some kind of miraculous, as psychic readers, and intuitive people, a solution. And the solution is being given to them, but they may not want to hear it, or they create excuses for it without even knowing that they're doing this. And it's a form of codependency. You have to reclaim your power and break that codependent cycle. And that is by acknowledging and eliminating the fear. People that live in fear never see change. You have to be fearless. And sometimes it's baby steps. That's something that I'm learning myself. I have a lot of fears about life, but I'm learning that myself, and I'm practicing what I'm preaching. Basically, I have stepped out of my comfort zone in many, many ways in this lifetime. And I'm continuing to do it, and sometimes it's big leaps. As a friend of mine said, sometimes it's baby steps and sometimes it's a big leap. So it just, it depends on yourself. But that's how you're going to reclaim power. Surround yourself with people that lift you up, that feel like sunshine, that make you happy. If you have a friend that's constantly trying to show you that they're better than you, oh, well, I have, a date on Friday night and you don't, or I got, the latest Gucci bag and you don't have the Gucci bag, that's the kind of people that you don't need around you. If they are flaunting things that they have and they're not helping you, or it's not something that is going to elevate you, it's more of, look what I have, and it's not, a conversation that is two ways, that you give them a little bit of your tea of what's happening and they give you a little bit of their tea. That's what true friendships are about. I think a lot of people out there have a confusion of what a true friend is. A true friend is not going to always tell you everything that you want to hear. They're going to tell you the things that you need to hear. They may be ugly, they may not be pretty, but at the same time, if you get mad at that friend because they told you something, obviously it hit a chord. Obviously there's some truth or validity to what has been said. So why are you treating this person the way that you treat them, or feeling like they're disrespecting you? It's not always disrespectful. I think a lot of people out there, confuse what is being told, but or very sensitive, energetically sensitive to receiving information. But in order to be successful, and get to the goals that you want, there's going to be times that you're going to have to eliminate certain people from your life. You have to cut out the toxic. You have to cut out the people that don't support you. Just because they say that they're your friend does not mean that they want you to succeed. A lot of people that say that they're your friend just want to see you be successful, but never more successful than them. Now hear me now when I say this. Many people that call themselves your friends want to see you successful and will cheer you up to the point that you surpass their level of quote unquote success. If you are more successful than them, or you're more popular, some people live in ego. Some friends live in an ego. They're never going to support you. There's some people out there that will promote you, or say that if you get to a certain level, and you do this and this and this, they'll promote you, and they never do. I had a lady that inboxed me the other day. This was a crazy situation. From on Instagram in my DMs. She hit me up in the DMs. She's a psychic medium, 30 years plus psychic medium, and she wanted to pay me to promote her services on Instagram, on my Instagram page, because I have a huge following. And I sat with that and I listened to my spirit guides, and they said no. And it wasn't because I'm full of ego or because I don't want to help people. I promote a lot of people that are my friends on Instagram that I know. But there was something behind the energy behind this that I always have to trust my gut instinct. First of all, I don't know the lady. She contacts me out of the blue. She's not even aware that I would do that. I never do that. I don't accept money from anyone or charge anyone to promote them on my page. There are people out there on social media that do that. Trust me. To get more followers, to gain more followers, but I don't know this lady, and there's many things that can happen. Some people come to you and want you to promote them, and if you don't know, they could be a total nutcase, or there could be, a lot of things. I just felt negativity from it, and so I declined. I didn't even respond to it. Do I feel bad about it? No, because I'm honoring and listening to spirit. This is going to be something that you're going to have to do to reclaim your power in this world, because so many people take your power from you daily. If you are feeling somewhere in your life that, someone is asking you to do something, whether it's like go to pick up some cupcakes for the PTA meeting, or to go, and there's a church event on Sunday, Sundays after church, there's going to be a party, and they're volunteering you or telling you what to bring, and you know in your budget that you can't do it, it's okay to say no. The most successful people have said no and have turned down jobs and events and things that have made them feel uncomfortable or did not settle right in their spirit. Always follow what your spirit is telling you. When I say your spirit is your inner gut instinct, your own spirit, your own soul, it will guide you and it will never lead you astray. But many people don't do that. They lose their power in moments, like this, where people come into their life, or there's events and things, that are day-to-day activities, and they don't know how to say no. They fear that they're going to be perceived as being mean or not being helpful. So this is going to be very important to reclaiming your power and recognizing what is good for your soul. Now, I'm going to jump over into a different arena of recognizing negative energies. Many of you have asked or have told me, and I had clients, I have spiritual abilities, but I don't know what they are. Okay, so I'm going to give you the first thing I'm going to say is that everyone has intuitive abilities. Everyone has intuitive abilities. Everyone is born with a certain level of intuitiveness. It's innate in us. This doesn't mean that you are a psychic medium, but we all have a little bit of psychic in us, and some of us have not been able to really tap into that because we're so socially conditioned by church, by our beliefs that, what we've been taught by either family or religion, that, mediumship or psychic things are work of the devil, that it's evil, that it's evil spirits that are communing with you. And it's not the case. Like I've said in other podcasts and other videos, Jesus was the ultimate medium. He could speak to the dead. He could hear his Father in spirit. He could see the Holy Spirit. He could see things. He had a certain level of discernment of what was good and bad in this world. So it's like that has followed in a lot of people that are in this kind of spiritual work, have, or people that are just regular people, they each of you out there has a certain level of intuitive abilities. It's that inner gut instinct that tells you what is right or wrong, what to be careful of. But a lot of us, we don't focus on it, and it's like in our life in so many ways. But here's something, I'm going to break it down a little bit further so that you can understand. People that have one of the four clairs, that's clairsentience. This is a clear sensing. These are highly sensitive people that have the ability to sense spirit, energy of people, and sense surroundings around them and auras. If you work with someone, let's say you're fine, you don't suffer from any medical condition, and when you get to work, your blood pressure starts raising up really high, or you start getting sick, or you leave work feeling very drained. You need to ask yourself, who is it that is around you? Pay attention. A lot of people just live on their phones. They're not paying attention to the energy that surrounds them. It's very important that when you are out and about, try to limit your contact on the phone. Raise your head up. Our generation is turning into zombies in many ways. We're turning into zombies or slaves to our phones. I go out in places and people are just with their head down on their phone, walking, not even paying attention if a car's coming and they could be hit. That's how bad we are. We're controlled by our own devices. If you're in a public place, please put your phone down and look up. Pay attention to your surroundings, to people that are around you. If you're at work, or you're in some place and you come in contact with someone, this is going to be how you recognize you have a spiritual ability. If you start feeling sick, let's say you go into your workplace and there's a new employee, and something just doesn't set right in your spirit when you see this person, but you're not quite sure, and then you engage in a conversation, maybe you look into their eyes, and something's funny with their eyes. You may see a glare. You may start feeling nauseous after interacting with them. You could develop a headache, or maybe you may go into a full-blown panic attack. Who was the last person around you? How did they make you feel? A lot of times, these are the energy vampires. These are the people that have issues and that we tap into on a sensitive level, but we're not aware of it, or we don't want to pay attention to it because we think that it's our imagination. But really, this is recognizing a negative energy and then isolating yourself from that person, making as little contact as possible. In families, you could have people that you live with that are energy vampires that affect your emotions, affect your body, and so you have to you really have to kind of think about what is really affecting you and who's affecting you and how they make you feel. If you are around people like this that are negative energies on a daily basis, it may be helpful to have some black tourmaline, to have some selenite on you as tumble stones. Even lapis lazuli is a very protective crystal. Basically finding the right protective crystal for you. Some people like to use black obsidian. When you get home, a lot of people that are sensitive and that have abilities take these energies with them home, and affects the moods of other people in your household if they are also sensitive. So if you're working in a negative environment, it's a good idea to sage yourself daily when you get home to clear the energy. I was also wanting to talk about sage because I recently had a couple people tell me that they had heard that if you sage, it basically leaves like a portal open for negative energies to come in. And that's not true. Sage is pure. It comes from the ancient times, from Native Americans, and even before Native Americans in Egypt. They would use this plant to really purify the air, the environment. It also kills germs on a medicinal use of sage. When it's inhaled, it does kill germs in the area. But it is highly spiritual. It's to clean out the negative and allow the positive to stay in many ways. Some people think that you have to say certain words, for it to work, but just lighting it and going around is enough for it to work. If you are around someone that is very narcissistic or does gaslighting, these are negative energies. A lot of people that are around negative people tend to lose their power because they want to get into these arguments to prove a point. When you are standing in your power and you know that you have nothing to, you don't have a reason to defend yourself. This doesn't mean that you're going to have to allow people to attack you, but you don't have to respond in the same way that they do in order to get your point across. All you have to do is really just send them love and go about your way and say your piece, but do it from a place of love. Because when you're able to do it from a place of love, it strips them of their power over you. When you are responding back in a very same manner that they have to you, they have stolen your power. We're not in control of any other people out there, but we are in control of ourselves. And this is something that you need to really focus on in order to be successful in reclaiming your power on a daily basis. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast. This is just a little bit about reclaiming your power and recognizing negative energies. I want to wish you all blessings and love and light, and thank you so much for being on my channel.